Hello and welcome to a time special presentation for Thirukkural with the Times, where we explore real-world lessons from the classic Tamil text Thirukkural with motivational speaker, author and diversity champion Bharathi Baskar as she explores the masterpiece. There are people who can spot a typographical error from a mile away. The correctors who can't help but point out every slip, every flaw. For them, fault finding is a way of life, and criticism gives a sense of control, a fleeting feeling of superiority. Correct a mistake if you must, but be gentle.
For some, fault finding is not an occasional lapse. It is a way of life. They thrive on pointing fingers, for criticism offers a fleeting sense of control, a feeling of superiority that conceals inner insecurity. We often speak of type A and type B personalities. Type A is the perfectionist, structured, driven, precise. Type B flows with life, flexible, unhurried, etc. To be a type A person is not your choice, it is how you are made. Yet, even for those who notice every flaw, there is a choice in how you point it out. I learnt about it when I was part of an organizing committee of a 10-day workshop. Each day brought new participants and speakers. Amid the bustle, name tags were sometimes printed wrong, actually many times. My friends and I devised what we called the name tag test. When a name tag was incorrect, some smiled and said, "Not a problem." But there are others who would be wild. One such looked at us frostily and said, "You should be more careful. My name is Sri Priya with a SRI and not Shri Priya with a SHRI. There are characters all around us. True, we learn from them. But often their intent is not to help, but to sever the small thrill of superiority that comes from finding an error. It reminded me of a meme I once saw. The devil was showing a newcomer to the hell, the lake of fire, and said, "This is the lava you will be spending the rest of eternity." The newcomer corrected him. It's actually magma. Lava is molten rock that has erupted on the surface of the earth, while magma is beneath it. We are now underground, so it is magma. The devil sighed and said, "This is why you are here, you realize? Correct a mistake if you must, but be gentle." The Greek philosopher Socratic showed a gentler path. Instead of telling people they were wrong, he asked questions that led them to realize it themselves. The Socratic method, as it is called, preserved dignity while revealing the truth. Thiruvalluvar, who lived perhaps around the same time, offered something even nobler. Atram, Maraikkum, Perumai, Sirumaidhan, Kutrame, koori Vidum. The great overlook the faults of others. The petty delight in pointing them out. This truth echoes in our epics too. One episode from Kamba Ramayanam still melts my heart. At Sita's insistence, Rama sets out to capture the magical golden deer, despite Lakshmana's warning. When the demon, disguised as a deer, falls to Rama's arrow, he screams in Rama's voice, "Hey Lakshmana, hey Sita." Terrified, Sita pleads with her brother-in-law to go and save Rama. Lakshmana, knowing his brother's valor, refuses to leave her alone. In her panic, Sita loses reason and utters something unthinkable. "Your brother is in danger and you still wish to remain here by my side?" When Rama had slain the deer and saw Lakshmana, he asked why was Sita left alone. Lakshmana did not speak of the cruel words hurled at him by his sister-in-law, by the very person he adored and revered as a mother. He merely bowed his head and said softly that Sita was terrified and so he came. Not once did he speak of her accusation. Not that day, nor in the long nights that followed, though he spent every moment with Rama. The words that had wounded him so deeply remained buried within him, sealed by affection and restraint. Later, when Sita sat imprisoned in Lanka, she wept in remorse. She recalled her abominable words against her innocent brother-in-law and feared that Rama, hearing of them, had turned away from her in anger. But she never knew those words had not travelled beyond Lakshmana's heart. What she said simply remained with him, unspoken, unshared, unremembered in bitterness. Like Lord Shiva, who swallowed poison to preserve the world, Lakshmana swallowed pain to preserve peace. He chose silence not because he was weak, but because he valued harmony more than vindication. In life too, there are moments when words are better swallowed, faults better overlooked, and forgiveness a greater act than correction. Thiruvalluvar calls such restraint Perumai, greatness. For true greatness is not in catching another's slip, but in having the grace to let it pass.